Hello, I'm Kevin from the USA, and I'm here with the CEO of LC Wallprint Factory, Tastan.
Hello, Kevin. So it's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
First, I would like to know who are you and what are you manufacturing?
Basically, yes, we are the manufacturer. So we are not just a reseller. So we are manufacturing. This is amazing. This kind of machines. It's a wall printing vertical machines that we are manufacturing and sometimes customizing when our clients request it.
Is a machine made in China?
So actually, let me explain that our factory located in China. However, we just assemble the machines there, because the cheap labor cost, etc., like Apple does, as like other brands. But the design and technology comes from Japan. So this is a project that powered by Epson. So the most parts, spare parts, coming from the Epson company.
And why does it say your company is located in Dubai?
Yeah, maybe you saw that in our advertising or in the websites. So basically, in Dubai, we have a global sales office. So other than that, we have also other offices located in Astana, for example, responsible for CIS countries. And also we have Bulgaria. There the office responsible for the EU countries, let's say, or Europe entire. Also, we are planning to be opened in the France and the US as well, hopefully soon. And we also have, of course, in China, the factory that responsible for the, let's say, Southeast Asia.
Nice. What technology is this? It's a new technology?
Yeah, actually, it's a new technology. This is a good part of it because this is technology, let's say, designed like 10 years maybe before. But since that, it was not introduced that much as we do right now. Because until now, researchers and our developers was working engineers on the developing these machines, and it took a while to make it, to be sure, to be honest. And then since that, like we are working hardly to make it more convenient in terms of transportation, in terms of friendly use, those
But
kind of things.
this goes to my follow-up question. Since I keep hearing the word engineering, I keep hearing the word difficulties. Is this machine hard to operate?
So actually, this is not difficult to operate. So we tried to make it simple. So because let me let's say open my secret now, because we're working a lot on R&D all the time, and now we almost finalized our new model. So I hope this model will allow to use for even the child. The woman can work on it. They can, let's say, carry it. So it will be more smaller and easy to carry and operate as well.
So if I was to buy your product, will you train me to use your product?
Of course, yes. We have training, let's say, lessons. There are two parts of it. So one of them is offline. For example, yourself or someone, if would like to come and visit us in one of our offices that I described before. So we can organize, let's say, offline trainings. But if you still would like to keep lessons in a distance, so it will be online learning, videos will be provided. So, and then let me also explain you my experience on my own, because when we have been settling the company in Dubai, for example, so there were no one. So usually in the office, in the factory, the engineers and operators, they print themselves. But this time I had to put myself into the shoes of our staff, let's say, because when I arrived to Dubai, so the machine arrived before me, and I got I faced, let's say, custom clearance questions as well. And then I dealt it with myself. And also I assembled the machine in 2 hours myself using our videos. And of course, I gave some comments to our staff to redo, let's say, some part of it to make it more convenient and more easy. So it's each video about 30 seconds. So it's quite easy for me. And then when I started, let me explain that there are about 5 parts when you are learning. So one of them is assembling the machine. Second one is to transport, how to transport, also how to print, how to design, so these kind of questions. And let me add also some information that when I received it, I started to print. It was amazing feeling, let's say, when you do it yourself. And then I also, by the transportation, I also managed to put the machine into the small car. So it was a Toyota Yaris. So maybe you know how small is that. But I managed to put the machine into this small car and transport it.
What I like from your story is that you know everything about this machine from top to bottom, so you have your own experiences and you can share this experience with your customers. So it builds a customer-friendly environment with your company. I also would like to know where can I put this machine? Where can I print, for example?
Yeah, basically you can print with these machines on the wall. So because it's a vertical machine. So you will be able to print some 3D affected, let's say, pictures. Basically, you can print any pictures. So because if you search in the internet something that you would like to have it on your wall, so you can print it easily. However, this is not only related to the wall. So you can be able to print on other things. For example, you can print indoor or outdoor, both possible with our machines. Because, for example, you can print on a advertising, let's say, light boxes or signs, company signs, for example, logos outdoor. And indoor, for example, you can print on a canvas, for example. So you know that Mona Lisa paintings, you can have it easily with the machine.
Oh.
And you can also be able to print on a plastic, for example, on a glass, on a, let's say, brick, on a concrete. So there are lots of, actually, any hard surfaces that you can print. However, you need to avoid, before printing, having a dust or, let's say, wet when you are printing. And something to add is that when you, for example, try to print on a glass, it's better to use a special spray. There is a glass coating spray that we are providing as well to you. And basically, you will be able to print in different, let's say, places also. So
there's a lot of versatility in your manufacturing. What
Thank
about is there any limits to width or height?
Yes, actually, the machines is not perfect yet, let's say. It's not only our machines, but worldwide, it's still under development. So explaining what we have right now is that there are margins. Let's say when you're printing on the wall, there are margins in the bottom, left, right, and top side of the, let's say, wall. But we're working on it hardly. For example, as I said, our secret that we are going to soon offer you, let's say, introduce you a new model. So there will be less margins than before, than the previous models that we have. And there is a height, let's say, limits for our 2 models that we have now. It can print up to 2.7 meters or 3.8 meters even. But there are also pros and cons about that, because when you are printing on a high height, you should be considering not shaking of the machine for the high height. That's why we're now, even we're trying to make the machine smaller, but we're trying to keep the higher height than we had before. And for example, when you are planning to print on a high height, for example, the standard size of the machine itself, when it's standing, it's 2.3 meters. With that height, you can be able to print 1.7 meter of the picture height. However, if you add up some extensions on top of it, so you will be able to print 2.7 meters, but the machine size becomes, in this case, 3.3 meters. But if you print with our machine that's printing 3.8 meters, so your machine will become 4.3 meters height. So this is quite high heights, let's say. However, there are different purposes for using that. For example, if you are trying to use a high height printing, in this case, most of our customers, they are coming from the construction sites or, let's say, outdoor advertising agencies. And because it's quite heavy as well, because it's when it's printing high height. And the model that we have printing less height, there, for example, it's more easy to transport, but still you have to have few people to carry the machine. So this is the things that we are working on, and in the new model, I hope this will be something interesting to introduce.
So regardless of the height and of the width, how is the quality of the artwork?
Yeah, that's a good question, by the way. So the quality is quite great because, as you know, we are positioning ourselves as the #1 factory worldwide. Why? Because apart from the model that you're going to see soon, the game changer, let's say, this is going to be a really revolutionary model, I believe. Apart from that, we are caring a lot about the quality. So, for example, if you're printing right now, there is a resolution of the prints which are 2880 pixels, DPI, sorry. So this allows to print really high quality prints. And of course, let me add also that the fact that in all our machines we have the same quality. So because it's a Japanese technology and design, so we already care about the quality. So this is the most important part of it.
The Japanese are known for the precision in their technology.
Yeah, this is already known well in the world.
What about the speed of the prints? Is your machine fast? Is it slow? Or is it a good quality with a good speed?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Right now, the models that we have, they are printing between 20 to 30 minutes per 1 square meter. So basically, usually we are calculating square meters. For 1 square meter, 20, 30 meters, it's quite, let's say, okay. But it's not perfect, of course. Of course, everyone would like to have fast printing everywhere. So in the new model, of course, this will be higher. I mean, the quicker and the speed will be better than the previous models. But this is what we have right now. And then comparing to the world market, of course, we have competitors. And there they have machines that printing more than that, like more than 20, 30 minutes. So there are different machines worldwide.
Let's say I make a mistake in my printing or I don't like it. Is there any way I can change it?
Actually, yes. Basically, let me say, if you have some issues with the machine, for example, we have well-experienced team because we are not only producing the machines, but we are also offering printing services in some regions to keep hands-on experience for our staff and also to understand what your needs are and work on it. For example, easy for us, I remember one case when, for example, we have been delivering the machines, the print head side of it without any case. So a few times it was damaged while shipping. So we came up with the idea that we have to make it in the case so it will be safely transported. So, and then for the heavy machine that we have, we came up with the idea to have a trolley. So there is a cart to also help to carry it. But of course, still you need few people to assist, but one of the let's say insights that we received from during the printing services that we have. And let me also explain deeply that, for example, if you have any issue with the machine, our team can enter your machine easily remotely. So no need to bring the machine to us or ship it, no need for that. Because we developed in Japan the print control system, which is the program that installed in the machine. Machine itself has a built-in tablet. So it's based on a Windows. However, with this LC wall print control system, we can easily enter the machine and identify, by doing the diagnosis, identify what's the weak part of it. And then by the hand of the operator, we can see what's the issue. And then under the warranty, we always replace it. We don't repair it, we just replace it. Because the idea is to make your machine work as soon as possible.
Thank you for this answer. It makes
Thank
me
you.
confident to buy a machine myself. What about the print? So if I make a print and I don't like the print, is there any way I can erase this print?
Yeah, that's also a good question because, for example, imagine that you are coming to the client with the machine and you started printing. And you see something went wrong, for example, because you have been, let's say, nervous or something happened with the machine, for example, and then you need to repaint, let's say, yeah? So to make another print, you can just select in the system a white background. So because we adapted a white ink into the machine, so this allows you to have a white background when you are printing. So which means that the white color will be, let's say, will cover the previous print that you made by mistake, for example, and then you can make at the same time a new print. So no need first to wait until it makes white and then the other colors. It's gonna work simultaneously.
Nice. What about the price of the printer?
Yeah, let me also explain about that. It's a first question that clients asking all the time. So basically, before that, let me also to add that the fact that, for example, if you don't need any picture after your printing, or you want to remove entire it, so there are a few things. For example, you can use a box cutter to remove the picture, the print, or you can just paint entire wall. So there are a few options, let's say, for let's say taking out the print while you are working. So actually, the price ranges for now between 20 and 25,000 of US dollars for the existing models that we produced. However, with the new model, we are trying to keep less prices because, of course, for this kind of machine, it's worth to pay that amount, but still we're working hardly to make it, let's say, reasonable price for the, let's say, clients. Because we really care about them and we want to make them pay back as soon as possible.
How can we make money with your machine?
So let me explain you. For example, the capacity of one machine in a standard working time, let's say if it's 8 working hours per day, and then your staff working, or yourself, for example, if you are the operator, if you're working 5 days in a week, so with one machine, you can be able to print 500 square meters. But let's take 300 square meters, let's say, minimum, that you can print with one machine easily in a month. What is 300 square meters? Let me explain. Basically, it's only 50 pictures or 25 rooms, let's say. If you, of course, if you take 6 square meters, like a 2 to 3 meter picture, it's a standard picture, there will be only 50 pictures, or you need to have 25 rooms if you consider 2 pictures in a room. So with that 300 square meters, for example, you can charge, we are charging $90 per 1 square meter in the UAE, for example. So if you multiply 90 to 300 square meters, it's going to be 27K. So 27K of USD already in your pocket, let's say.
Well,
This is, I think, pretty much covers all your investment comparing to the prices that I have explained to you. And this is allows you to pay back your investment in 3-4 months easily.
And from this money, who do you think we can be? Who can have our clients? Who can be our clients?
Yeah, basically, you can print with the machine anywhere on the hard surfaces. For example, if you need to print on the roof, for example, and you have some panels, you can remove it, put it vertically, and then you print on it. However, there are different offices that requires these services. For example, there are offices that asking to print some motivational letters, words, or logos of the company, for example. And also there are coffee shops or restaurants that asking to print some interesting pictures to decorate their, let's say, rooms. And then there can be any companies or offices, for example, different spaces like co-working spaces. It can be schools. It can be kindergarten. It can be medical, clinical centers. Because you know that printing is not only about decoration, but it's also information. You know, so that when the clients are coming or the kids are coming to the school, they can see and learn visually. This is even better than learning every day, reading the books, let's say. So there are pretty much a lot of availabilities on the market. Basically, everyone who has a space, so they can be your client.
Anybody. This is amazing.
Yeah.
What about expenses? What expenses do I have?
Yeah, there are few expenses that you're gonna bear. For example, it can be inks first of all, so like a consumable. So, but when you are printing 1 square meter for $90, let's say, and your ink expenses will be only $3. You see, so the cost of the ink itself for 1 liter of it, it's gonna cost you $150. So it's not that high, I believe, because comparing to the money that you are charging for each square meter, let's say. And also, apart from that, you're gonna have expenses for transportation, let's say. For example, if you get a school to print, you need to transport from your place, from your office to the school, and then come back. So, but it's not a lot, I believe. Also, there are expenses like salaries for a few, let's say, people that you are hiring. And then there are maybe taxes. I believe if you are running the business, then you're going to have some taxes anyway. But we have done quite a bit of research on the expenses as well. So in Switzerland, we have a big partner, and we have taken Switzerland as the most expensive country. And then there, when we calculated by P&L, so it showed us that the maximum expenses goes up to 35%. When we are in other regions, it's even less. But of course, it depends on what kind of countries you are working on. For example, in Switzerland, the cost for 1 square meter is between 250 and 300 Swiss francs. And in Central Asian markets, for example, it goes for 1 square meter, it's about $40 per 1 square meter. And in the UAE, it's about $90. But of course, when you have less, let's say, when you are charging less amount in the market, then your expenses means less. So the profit is quite high in this business. It's about 65-70% profit, let's say.
So I want to know what type of ink do I need to use? Where can I buy this ink?
So actually, LCA Wallprint Factory is the producer of the ink. So we are producing ultraviolet ink. We call it shortly UV ink. So there are most features of it because we tried also to show it to our audience in our social media. what's the quality of it, and we have done also crash tests, for example. And then there are some features. Let me also describe it here. So they're waterproof, they're shockproof. For example, if you threw the ball to the wall, nothing happens with the print. And also, it's not changing its colors when the sunshine directly comes to your print all the time. And because it's a UV resistant, let's say. And also, for example, when you are, we can even have a quality assurance certificate that proves that, for example, for the indoor, the print will stay more than 8 years, and for the outdoor, it's going to stay more than 5 years, because the weather, of course, will, let's say, influence that anyway. But this is what we have for now.
And before we talk about profits and about people working with us, how many people do I need to work with? Or can I do everything by myself?
So actually, you can work yourself with the machine, with the new model, I think. Because for now, as I said, you need 2-3 people to work on our existing models, because of the some of them are heavy, because some of them needs to additional, let's say, assistance from your side. But with the new model that we are going to introduce soon, one person can be manageable to work on the machine.
Wow, one person is good to save money. And
True. Yeah,
if I
that's
want
to
to
save
buy
money.
it, if I want to buy it right now, because you're selling it to me, where do I go to buy it?
So actually, you can buy from our offices that we settled worldwide. And also, let me explain the payment process. So in order to keep also trust with the client, we also require, first of all, 50% of the payment when we sign the contract. And then after that, once we prepare the machine for the shipping and it's ready to ship, we share the pictures, videos, and the proof of it that were already started, let's say, ready. And then after that, they pay the other 50%, and then we ship it. And then we send the tracking numbers to be able to track the machine where it's going for that moment. And mainly we are working with big companies, shipping companies like UPS, DHL, FedEx, for example. So this is what we are doing, actually.
So from the very beginning, you give the client trust and assurance that everything is going by well.
Yeah. Actually, this is what we are really caring about. So also, by the way, we are planning to start pre-sales very soon with our new model. So I believe there will be another setup for the payment. But the good side of it that clients will be able to fly to one of our offices, see the machine there in action, and our staff will pack it only into 3 bags, so you can get it inside of the aircraft. So you can fly back already with your machine. So this is, I think, a good part of it, because I can imagine that someone, for example, in Chile or in Brazil or, I don't know, in very distant places, they want to buy the machine and to build the trust with the factories that located in other country and far away from them. It's always a bit hard. But with the new model, they can just fly to us, because this will save the expenses that they are usually having. Because with the existing models, when we are shipping, clients are paying or if it's not discounted, the price included already the shipping cost. For example, there are different of them. I will explain it later on. But they can just fly to us and then save money on logistic expenses, on custom clearance, on taxes, for example. I think this matters.
Yes, and this is maybe to my follow-up. Who are your competitors, and what is the difference between competitors? I've seen there are cheaper printers in the market,
Yeah.
Is your services seems better than them?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. So we have, let's say, about 6 to 7, let's say, competitors worldwide. So, but first of all, it's a German, let's say, producer, which is the wall pen, for example. We accept them as truly competitor, let's say, because the others we don't accept as a competitors, because there are a lot of pros and cons that I can explain it now. So, for example, with the wall pen, their prices quite really high in the markets. So, of course, there are clients that prefer to work with them, but for now, comparing to the market, they are the top highest price, which is between 40 and 70,000 of euros. And also there are producers in Turkey. How can I say it's a producer or not? Because they are just getting the machine from China and customizing it and reselling, I believe. That's why the prices are quite less. And then, for example, if you go to their, let's say, platforms, social media platforms, you always see that they try to get our pictures, videos to use for them, you know. But actually, that's our work, you know. And if you go into our platforms, we never use someone's pictures or videos, because, of course, it's a copyright that we have to keep. But also, but in China, they don't, let's say, care about it. And they are using it quite a lot. If you go and see, this is what we have in our Instagram, let's say, and YouTube channels, for example. And this is what we are fighting with, because there are also some fake accounts created in the social media. And someone says that we are scammers. Actually, if you go to our platforms, you never heard that someone didn't receive the machine, or I don't know, any bad experiences, you know, because when we sign a contract, we follow strictly the contract, and we do what we promise for our clients. This is the most important, because we are not a one-day company, you know, we are not a one-day factory. So that's why, in order to grow worldwide as we do now, we have to satisfy the clients, because this is the priority, as I believe.
I like that you said that satisfaction of the clients is very important.
Yeah.
I guess this is what makes you different from your competitors. Can you add anything else that makes you different from your competitors?
Yeah, before jumping into that question, actually, Kevin, there are also a lot, let's say, fake machines. We call it fake because there are machines in the AliExpress, Alibaba platforms, which is the prices ranges between 5 and 10,000 of US dollars. And with them, let me say that we have experienced a lot of, let's say, difficulties in terms of, while producing our machines. Of course, we have been testing our competitor machines. I can tell you more about, for example, these machines from China that we have received. They have been, let's say, breaking all the time, you know. So this is how we gain also some more experience in repairing, let's say, the machines. Because here, for example, the services are also difficult, you know. For example, you don't get the services that we try to provide. And you don't usually get any learning platforms for working with the machine properly. Because you know that if you have any printers, let's say paper printers on your desk in your office, which is the printing on a colorful, let's say, paint prints, they are all, let me explain, if you are not using them more often, they can be just be broken, you know, because you need to clean them time to time if you're not using that. So this system applies for any printers. Doesn't matter who is producing that. And you have to know that you are better to know these kind of things in advance, because we had so many calls from the clients asking to help them, to assist them, because they by mistake they bought these cheap products. And then, as you know, when you buy cheap products, what's happening later on? So these machines that we also bought just to test it, they are just rubbish now, you know.
Yes.
And then even most of the times our clients cannot get their money back, and that they cannot be repaired even. This is the really challenges that our clients, not our clients, but the clients that came to us later on. That's why we developed a program which is called trade-in, you know, which is like the cars.
Like an Apple straight
Yeah,
old
yeah,
one for the new.
For example, if you have any printers struggling with, or the old ones, for example, you can come to us, and then we are ready to consider and to replace it for the new one with our machines that we can guarantee that we have 1 year of warranty for each machine, and then also they can be extendable, and we provide also full technical support for our clients. It's like a really babysitting, let's say, because when the clients calling you in the night, it's not, of course, pleasant, but we have shift workers that usually deal with that issues and assist to the client, because sometimes they didn't read carefully some instructions or the videos. That's why they just call anytime, and then we help them out. And apart from that, we provide also marketing consultations. For example, buying the machine, it's fine, but how are you going to run the business? That's a big question, because you have to know your clients, your audience. You have to deal with them, you know. You have to reach them out. This is what we are also trying to support to our clients.
So, Mr. Dastan, what makes you different?
So let me explain that we're trying to give full support to our clients. For example, if you are going to the, let's say, printing, and you are in a different time zone, for example, and you're struggling with the client, and it looks stupid usually when you do that, because I faced myself that as well. So we try to have all the time someone to respond anytime when you are contacting us, because you know that the devil in details. So we do our best to make technical support for our clients. We also do marketing support, because buying the machine is okay, but finding clients, it's another story. That's why we provide consultations, free consultations for our clients, how to deal with the clients, how to reach them out, and where to find them, and how to satisfy. And if they need, even we can provide some documents that they require. For example, when you go to some schools, they ask you for the ink certificate. It's called data sheet. So, for example, this kind of documents we can provide for the safety of the school. Maybe that's the requirement. And also, we provide you a design database. For example, to save your budget, first of all, and secondly, to save your time, we offer you a ready-to-print database of 4.5 million templates. So, for example, if you receive a call from a coffee shop, you just can dial coffee shop in the database, and you're going to receive about 100 pictures, and that you can share with the coffee shop. They can choose, you go and print. Isn't it easy to...
Super easy.
Yeah. But of course, in the real life, you're going to face different clients. So they can ask you for the, let's say, personalized design to make what they have in their mind, for example. This is also even great, let's say, because you can earn extra money on top of that services. Apart from that, you know that devil in details. So we try to pay attention in every detail to make sure that our clients working with the machine properly, on time, and their clients also satisfied. So because we are not one day company, and we are trying to grow worldwide, as I said, we are already growing worldwide, and then most of the printing houses worldwide, they know us already, and this is what makes a difference with us. And then when you are buying, let's say, a product, we try to put everything to make it ready to print business. Not just receiving one part and then you're waiting another part, or you have to pay for extra money. This is really, let's say, frustrating for the clients. That's why we put everything in the boxes before shipping, which includes, for example, extra ink sets. For example, it includes also the rails, extensions, all the cables, the built-in tablets, everything there. You just receive it and print it, you know. No need to spend more time to understand how it works. And then the software, for example, established already in the program. So everything is there. So no need to worry about the machine and the business. You receive it, you run it, we help you out everywhere in every of your step.
So I have a question. For example, let's say I'm doing one business right now, but I would like to change my mind and I would like to get into the printing business. Do you have any advices?
So, of course, you decide yourself where to invest. But let me give you some analysis. For example, if you invest in the supermarket or in a coffee shop, or let's say even car wash or polygraphs, it will take between 6 to 8 months. This is like a very optimistically, okay, between 6 and 8 months. However, for the wall printing business, you're gonna receive your payback period will be from 2 months up to 4 months. You see, so this is optimistically, and then it's reachable. Which this is what we see from our experience as well in different markets. And the last point that I want to highlight about this is that, for example, if you see the margin, the profit that you can get out of these businesses, we also did a comparison between supermarket, coffee shops, car wash, and polygraphs, that they are gaining minimum 25 up to 45%. So for the wall printing business, you're gonna get between 65 and 70% of the net income. Can you imagine that?
More than double.
So you decide where to invest actually.
Okay. Thank you so much for the informative session, Mr. Dastan.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Wallprint. I really appreciate this session. I learned so much about wall prints.
So shall I pack one for you?
Yes, please. Take it over to New York, please.
Thank you very much. It was
Thank you so much.
big pleasure to see you.
Thank you.